the United States is still the most significant regional world superpower, and so of course we all look to it, but its ability to shape the Middle East is limited in comparison to the past. Our world is a multi-crisis world. The international and regional arena have become a long series of ongoing crises in various areas and contexts. On the one hand, we have a large number of crises in the old world, territorial conflicts, the strengthening of terror organizations, civil wars that also lead to waves of immigration, and on the security aspect we see the conventional wars and the strengthening of non-conventional capabilities. We also see a new trend of threats coming from the new world, the challenging of policies as we see, of challenging of governments as in Tunisia and Egypt, the exploitation of the internet and the social networks around the legitimization of the use of military force is going down. This is no longer a clearly military arena, but the confrontations occur within the civilian population. The distinction between a combatant and non-combatant is becoming blurred, and this asymmetry means that leads to the restraint of power, sometimes making it ineffective. In this multi-crisis world which challenges us, the state frameworks do not always provide the solutions. We are seeing phenomena like the G20 or BRIC or other countries that together are trying to resolve the problems of Cote d'Ivoire and other countries. And erosion of well-known paradigms, and especially regarding this situation of Israel in the Middle East, this ongoing erosion in the paradigm of direct negotiations, to the extent that the Palestinians are trying to bypass this track, for example, trying to get the Security Council or the General Assembly of the United Nations to declare these settlements illegitimate, and there is the state of the situation between the Palestinian Authority and Gaza and the attempt to establish a Palestinian state. So far, the Obama administration has not been able to significantly change the dynamics of the negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. The world today is not one of various poles divided into clear blocks. This requires Israel to examine the possibility of shared interests with various countries in the world and view each issue separately. We can no longer rely on covenants and understandings of the past. We must continually re-examine our foreign policy, identify new countries and opportunities. That the Iranian regime is multilateral and multidimensional and does not relate only to the matter of nuclearization. There are tsunamis. These tsunamis that are washing through the Middle East may reach Iran soon again too. The international community tends to adopt the Palestinian narrative, both on the governmental as well as civilian level, and they are using this in order to force certain outcomes of negotiations on Israel. There are calls for divestment and boycott, and we see their efforts in the United Nations and as well as in other areas, and we see recently in Latin America and in Europe too. It is necessary to re-examine possibilities for negotiations between Israel and Syria that will bring about a change in the relations between Syria and Hezbollah.